Satellite imagery shows that Russia may be gearing up for a massive aerial assault on Ukraine. These images show almost 24 long-range bombers and cruise missiles being prepared for combat at the Engels II airfield that's near Saratov Oblast in Russia. Ukraine military officials told local media the bombers will be used to increase strikes on ground targets in Ukraine, especially energy infrastructure.
Seoul's Joint Chiefs of Staff announced just a few hours ago that 2 Chinese and 6 Russian warplanes entered South Korea's air defense zone, or KADIS, but did not violate the country's airspace. At 5:48 a.m., 2 H-6 bombers from China entered the area 126 kilometers northwest of Yeodo, a submerged rock located south of Jeju Island. It stayed within the KADIS area for about 25 minutes before flying away. About an hour later, at 6:44 a.m., they entered the zone again, this time from the northeast of South Korea's southeastern coastal city of Pohang, before flying away about 20 minutes later. A few hours after that, at 12:18 p.m., 8 warplanes violated the zone. This included 2 Chinese bombers and 6 Russian warplanes, including 4 Tu-95 bombers and 2 Su-35 fighter jets.
A greater need than ever. The UN has appealed for a record level of funding to cope with global crises, as the war in Ukraine, the climate emergency and the lingering COVID pandemic take their toll. At the launch of its annual Global Humanitarian Overview in Geneva, the UN said providing aid to those in need next year would cost almost 50 billion euros. Conflicts, particularly in Ukraine, have had a heavy impact. Russia's invasion has displaced millions within the country and beyond its borders.
An independent panel in South Africa has found that President Cyril Ramaphosa may have committed serious violations of the Constitution linked to a burglary at his farm. He's now facing the threat of impeachment just 2 weeks before the ANC meets to decide who their new leader will be.
It was a robbery at Cyril Ramaphosa's farm, Phala Phala, in Limpopo in 2020 that set this in motion. After an estimated $4 million in cash, hidden under sofa cushions, was stolen by robbers who fled into Namibia, a former security chief accused the president of trying to hide the theft and also prompted allegations of money laundering. The president denied any wrongdoing, but following an outcry, an independent panel was set up to investigate.
It's a depressing sight on Peruvian beaches. Seabirds, including pelicans, litter the sand, victims of bird flu. No one knows for sure. Bird flu was first detected in China in 1996 and has popped up sporadically ever since. But the current outbreak is especially large. Bird flu spreads fast through poultry flocks. It's now been detected on farms in almost every U.S. state, and over 50 million poultry have been culled, which has raised the cost of eggs and turkey to record highs. In the United Kingdom, the government has ordered all poultry farms to keep their birds indoors, and bird flu is leading to a shortage of Christmas turkeys for consumers.
Meanwhile, the so-called Islamic State has announced the death of its leader, Abu al-Hassan al-Hashmi al-Qureshi, just months after the United States claimed to have killed him in a strike in Syria. The terror group spokesperson sent out an audio message saying that al-Hassan was killed by the enemies of God, but interestingly chose not to give further details. The spokesperson also said that the Islamic State had selected Al-Hussein al-Qureshi as its new leader, but did not give any further details as to who this specific individual was.
Taiwan says it has tracked 11 Chinese military aircrafts and 4 naval vessels around the island, as per Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense. The incident occurred between 6 a.m. local time on Monday and 6 a.m. local time on Tuesday. Taipei says it sent aircraft and naval ships in response to Chinese moves. The island uses land-based missile systems to monitor the Chinese jets and ships, but during this period, no Chinese aircraft were tracked crossing the Taiwan Strait median line. So far this month, Beijing has sent 450 military aircraft and 98 naval ships to the waters around Taiwan.